I see like he could possibly become like a Brett Bear, kind of more of a. Everyone's on the left and right are biased, right? But it's a matter of degree and which one is the most professional and does it the most news-like. And I absolutely gave that to Brett Baer out of all the uh, reporters or hosts or whatever on the right. Brett Baer is the most news, um, like when I was younger. He's more like news when I was younger, and more of a factual based, most unbiased as you can. There's still bias, but it's a hell of a lot more biased today than it used to be. And but Vitter is the kind that, his question about will Trump get more votes? Will he have a red wave? It's kind of like he could be the next in line, for Brett Baer, but he's still biased in the sense of, he's still lobbying. What can we do to get votes for Trump in this area? Is it enough vote? It's like that, and but you got to ask, what do you want the news to be? What does everyone want the news to be? Do they want the partisan politics, or do they want news that's straight up and down, that just says cold hard facts and doesn't have an agenda, right? Doesn't have a goal at the end of all the paradigms they give. That's the problem. They all have agendas. But I would can I say that's wrong? But my agenda is, of course, God. It just ends with God. What can bless God? How does God see issues? How does stem cell research and all that stuff, and in vitro fertilization? How would God see in vitro fertilization, where people can't have children, but they marry the sperm and the egg, and then they insert the egg into the woman. But the process kills a lot of fertilized eggs, right? So then you got to think, when does life start? I know it's a rabbit hole, but is it, at conception? If it's at conception, then in vitro fertilization is murder. You got to think about that stuff. How does God see things, right? And, but I really want news to go back at least to when I was little. More of it. I know they were still biased, but they would have a hell of a lot more favorable stories from the other side on their news than they you don't see anything like that today. If you look at the 4 years of Trump on MSNBC, these last 4 years, can you count on your hand how many unbiased or favorable stories that went Trump's way? Can you? Can you count them on one hand, or even do you need a hand to count it on? Right? I wish you would just go back, because people can be more educated, more, their minds can open up. They're not so narrow-minded. They're open to more solutions, and they want the best paradigm or the best thought to win, right? Instead of partisan lies and deception. It's just. But anyway, I want news to go back to news, but how could I expect Fox to go back to news, and then it'll be MSNBC, CNN, and ABC or whatever? It'll be their reign. They'll just reign all over Fox. They have to have some sort of defense. So how do we break this? How do we break it? How do we separate MSNBC, CNN, and Fox from the 4th, 5th, and 6th branches of government, which I see them as? They're just branches of the government that the founding fathers never foresaw. They didn't understand. They would have never thought of TV and Goebbels type media to brainwash you, to just agree with what we're saying. You're on our side, just agree with what we're saying. Oh, God, can we have help, Lord?